All right, we're opening up a case file on a paranormal investigation that went, well, horribly wrong. This is the incredible story of the RKR history team and their terrifying run-in with a local legend. A legend that, as they found out, was way more real than they could have ever imagined.
Don't look back. Just imagine hearing those words shouted in pure panic by a paranormal investigator as he's running for his life in the dark. What on earth could push a seasoned team to that level of absolute terror? Well, their story starts with a car, a swamp, and a ghost story. So picture this. A team of 4 investigators is making their way toward this single, abandoned ambassador car. You can even see the license plate, PB11M1760. It's just sitting there, all alone, rotting away on this isolated piece of land, basically cut off from the rest of the world.
Now, the location itself is a huge part of the danger here. See, the car isn't just abandoned, it's trapped. It's surrounded by this treacherous swamp, or dal, as the locals call it. That kind of terrain means a quick getaway is pretty much impossible, which adds a whole layer of physical danger on top of the paranormal threat. And get this, the car is eerily untouched. No graffiti, no vandalism. It's almost as if people are way too scared to even get close to it.
So, why would anyone even risk going to a place like this? Well, it's because this specific car is at the very center of a really dark and tragic local legend. A story about deep love and an even deeper loss. The story goes that this ambassador was the absolute pride and joy of a local man. But then, tragically, he was murdered, and his body was thrown into the very swamp that now surrounds his beloved car. His daughter, a young woman named Champakali, was so overwhelmed with grief that she ended up taking her own life right there at the same spot. And this quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the local belief. People in the community are positive that the father's spirit never left his car and that his daughter's spirit stayed right there with him. This is the truth that the RKR team came to investigate. Okay, so the team gets all their equipment set up, and the investigation begins. They start out by just trying to communicate with whatever might be lingering out there in the dark, hoping to find out if there's any truth to the legend. They start with one of the classic tools of the trade, an EMF meter. It's a device that detects electromagnetic fields. The idea is that spirits can mess with these fields to show that they're there. So they ask a simple, direct question, just looking for any kind of sign. What happened next was, it was immediate and incredibly unnerving. The device just lit up instantly. In fact, it started going off before the investigators could even finish asking their questions. And we're not talking about a subtle little flicker. This was a powerful, right now kind of response, which suggested that not only was something there, but it was really eager to make contact. So, feeling a little bolder after that, the team asks a much more direct question. And this is the one that completely changes the entire investigation. They ask, "What is your name?" And then you hear it. A clear, disembodied female voice speaks through their spirit box. That's a device that scans radio frequencies. The name, it says, Champa Kali, the exact name from the legend. Unbelievable. The investigators had just made contact with the daughter. But it didn't even stop there. When they asked, in Punjabi, if a father was there too, a second, totally different male voice responded with just one word, Daddy. So now the team had captured evidence of 2 separate spirits, a young woman and an adult man, that matched the tragic legend perfectly. And this is the moment everything shifts. The spirits confirm their presence with sound, and now they start to manifest physically. The energy goes from communicative to downright hostile. As one of the guys is leaning in to look inside the car, the rear passenger door, which had been wide open, just slammed shut with incredible force. There was no wind, nobody was near it. This was a clear, physical warning. Get away from the car. 2 spirits. The team is now convinced that both of them, the father and the daughter, are physically inside that car, together, and the protective energy is getting stronger by the second. The investigators are no longer just observers. Now they're intruders. The activity just ramps up like crazy. First, something gets thrown from a nearby wall by a force they can't see. And then, the ultimate show of force. The entire 2-ton ambassador car starts shaking violently all on its own, almost like it's in a rage. The team is terrified. The situation is completely out of control. Their goal is no longer about investigating, it's about survival. They turn and they literally run for their lives.
But as they're backing away, the haunting doesn't stop. This low, eerie humming sound starts coming from inside the car. The disembodied voices are still whispering from their equipment. And this is the most terrifying part. They feel like the presence isn't stuck in the car anymore, it's now moving with them as they're retreating into the darkness.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. As they're scrambling to get away, one of the investigators just screams that final warning to his friends. Don't look back. It's a desperate plea, born from the absolute fear that whatever they woke up was now following them out of that swamp.
The evidence the RKR team captured is just deeply unsettling. You have two distinct voices that match a local legend and then a whole series of violent physical events that sent them running in terror. It really just leaves us all with one haunting question. What truly resides within that abandoned car, forever guarding it in the swamp?